Hello guys, welcome to the part 2 of our daily stock market insights. Today is June 23rd, 2020. And if you have not watched our first video today, I have added the link to the video in our description box. And for now, I have a lot of requests from you guys, so thank you very much for dropping a comment and entering your requested stocks. So that really inspires me to create more videos each time I see requests from you guys. So I feel that there's value to what we are doing every day. So thank you very much. And yeah, let's continue and start with AGI. So I actually have 5, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 stocks to review. And yeah, we'll definitely finish that for you all. Okay, let's start with AGI and see how we are performing there. Okay. All right, so there is this is actually a doji that we have in today's candlestick. And one thing I liked about what we have here is that this is sitting at the support area. At the same time, if you notice in today's performance, there's a foreign buying that happened, and pair it with the right volume. So I feel positive with the performance of AGI. So I'm looking at a possible bounce for tomorrow's performance. Okay, so hopefully you were able to enter um, before this range, probably around this area. That would be awesome. And this one over here is the perfect entry, right? Because this is above the MA20 line and started to trigger the upper Bollinger Band. From a constricted Bollinger Band, notice what happens when it triggers the upper band. Significant actions happen right after that. I feel this is really a support area that we are sitting at as of this time, because previously this was the area of resistance. And when we broke out of that, it actually retested this level twice and landing at the same area as well. So from here, it dropped and then retested again this level. So hold on to your position. I feel that there will be a possible bounce, if not tomorrow, in the coming days. Double Dragon is also, yeah, this is also a bounce for Double Dragon, guys. There's a slight overshoot below the MA20 level, but good thing it recovered right away for Double Dragon. This is the support area that we see, 1721. Why not this level? I'm plotting it here because this used to be a resistance right over here. So I think it will respect this level. So previous resistance, now that we have broken out of that, that will now serve as your possible support. So I'm thinking there will be fluctuations in the price tomorrow. And the nearer you are, if you would like to enter in this stock, the nearer you are to the 17.21 level, the better. So it could be in between 17.88 and 17.21. Overall, if you want to look at the possible reward that you are potentially going to have here, you're still at a very, very cheap level. At one point, you even reached the 60s mark. Okay, so probably you can start accumulating. You don't have to plan to exit right away if you're a long-term investor, right? So just put some more funds, let it stay there, and wait for baby steps, improvement in the price as we move forward. Annie or Sun, I mean. As for Sun, look at that. We also had a good bounce around the MA20 area. So far for the past how many weeks, this stock has been respecting the MA20 as the support level. And we know that each time we go above the MA20 line, that will serve as our support. Look what happened here. Each time it touches that, it bounces. Then it's light improvement, and then it went back again in this level. But each time it touches the MA20 level, bounce is happening. One thing good about the performance today is that there's a significant volume increase in the volume, so that means a lot of people have engaged in this stock today, probably because they see the potential and how attractive the setup is at the moment. So I think there will be more bullish actions by tomorrow and in the coming days. Look at the level of RSI here. We're still at the healthy level in the 60s mark. There's still room for more. So we are not at the overbought level yet. So when it goes beyond this mark, or above 70, some of the people would set it at the 80. So they would put it here. But for me, I just didn't touch the settings. It's just the default settings of my RSI here. So when it touches the 0.70 area, that for me, above that is already an overbought level. But for now, it's not showing overbought yet. So I think you're still in a good position here. Annie is nice. Look at this. This Bollinger Band is very constricted and it's starting to push the price higher. So I feel that there will be again more positive actions by tomorrow and in the coming days. Look at how foreign buying is behaving right now. They're adding more stocks in Annie because this, again, look at this, very promising. Look at that drop last February 6th. That significant drop, we never really uh, moved the needle that much. Okay, price was just moving sideways for how many months after that drop. So I think it's about time that this is going to push the price higher. But definitely you have to also be extra careful because there are resistance areas that you have to take note of before you even look at the uh, high price you're aiming for as your profit taking area. You look at first the nearest possible resistance that you will have to break before we get through that. So the nearest one would be, well, I feel this area is going to also be challenged. This part over here, that one. So that will be challenged first before you move higher. So, but I have a strong feeling, given that how cheap we are at the moment, it's easy to break this, and then it goes up there again. So the nearer you are to the 7.43, if you'd like to enter into the stock, get closer to 7.43 level. Pizza. Pizza, there's a slight overshoot below the MA20 line. So what I suggest we do here is, let me see, okay. Let's use this trend line. We're still in an uptrend for this stock, but just use this yellow line. Maybe I'll change the color. Okay, this blue line over here, let's use that as our support area. And so far in today's performance, it has respected that level. So I feel that if we don't break that blue line as our support, then more movements to the upside. Hopefully we are able to break out of that MA20 line so that the next possible resistance is right over here, 6.96. We have to first break out of that MA20 level because that is currently acting as your nearest resistance. So far we're also very near your support, so you want to be very conservative. Wait for it to go above MA20 before you enter. URC. Skills, text. Let's use this. The yellow is so overpowering. URC. Okay, for URC, we are still below the MA20 line here. So let's use this as our support, this part over here. This is our support area. Okay, so just be mindful that if this line gets broken, then that's not a good sign. But if you go above the MA20, like what we had in the previous stock, pizza, then there's a big possibility that we might even revisit this level over here. Okay, let me see if okay, so that's our trend line right now. Okay, so use this line as your support, and if it goes below that, just execute your stop loss or cut loss areas. One thing I don't like here is that the MA20 line is so near and it's blocking us from breaking that. But really, if you want to you want to play on the safer side, wait for it to go above the MA20, and then that's the time you enter above this level. Okay, enter probably around the 133, and then see if it goes higher than that. That could be your um, decision matrix. Next would be SMC. Oh no, SMC starting to trigger the MA20 line. Okay, but for long-term investors, they'd find this attractive. Look at this. It might even drop up to 97.87 there. Used to be a resistance here, and we're starting to trigger the, MA20 line, pushing the price lower. So if it drops, just catch it around 97.87. I feel that it will bounce around that area before it shoots up higher. What about SMPH? There is a dividend release, ex date June 25th, and payment date would be July 14th. So far, it is still following the trend line that we have here. This is your support level. So if it bounces and respects that area, then that's good. You're very near that support area. Just be mindful though. If it breaks that, then of course don't wait too much of a dip before you exit. Um, Before you even enter into this stock, just already have a mindset to which how much of a decline are you willing to take for a risk. Okay, some on average, when I watch other videos, um, some people would have a 3%, 5%. There are also people who have um, a bigger wiggle room. They even have up to 10% stop loss levels. So that's the beauty of entering near a support area, because the chances of you being kicked out is really slim, compared as you randomly entering at a random area, only to discover that you already entered at a resistance level. Okay, so just take note, this is your support level right here. So the nearer you are in entering, which is very near that, and let us say it doesn't break, then good. But if it breaks our support level, then make sure to cut your loss early. But so far, if you are to ask me, this is one of the more stable companies in the country, SMPH. So I feel positive that this stock is going to really move forward in terms of price. Let's try to draw this. This is our triangle. This is currently acting as your resistance over here. That is acting as your resistance. I hope it's the lines are clear. The reason why I said that is because I saw this as your possible resistance, and we're very near that again, while your support area is also moving higher. So I think this is what we call an ascending triangle, right? It's an ascending triangle. Next one is PXP. PXP for now. Oh, nice. Gap up. And we're still at a cheap level, guys. Nice. So this is the area that we are looking at as a possible resistance slash support. So this used to be a resistance. Now that we're higher, this will now act as your support. I'm not saying that it will revisit that area by tomorrow, but I try to observe how the market is performing, because with this kind of candlestick today, I feel that there's even a possibility that we are going to have some more gap ups. So tomorrow could be another gap up day for this stock, because we were able to really maximize. Look at that. There's no wick in today's candlestick. It even reached to 650 as the highest price for the day. It ended with a um, very good bull run there. So just play it by ear. If the market gives you a chance, maybe it retraces for a few cents. Take advantage of that, because I feel that it will going to move higher and higher in the coming days. I think this stock has already awakened from a long sleep. 5.61 is still for me the support area, but I'm not saying that you have to really wait for 5.61. Just haggle for a few cents. Lower than 650 would be already okay. MBT. MBT, what is happening to MBT? It revisited, so we already had that good bounce there, but maybe it's already creating a higher low, right? Still sitting here at the MA20 level. Previously, this was your low over here, and then we managed to move higher, and then we retraced. And when we retraced, we're much higher than the previous low, so that could already be a higher low. And then when we move and bounce, it could create a higher high, right? Let us see if it will respect that. Or could be the next resistance if it bounces. Oh, it has to first break this, guys. I'll use our MA20 line as our resistance area. We're still below that, so we're not out of the woods yet in the weekly chart. Know that when you're in a weekly chart, every candlestick means 1 week worth of performance. So right now, that is where we are sitting at for our resistance level. Let's take a look how it, yeah, so see this? It's very obvious there. That's your resistance. So if it bounces, currently we're still sitting at the MA20 line. If it bounces, it will first challenge that area of resistance there. There was some, rejection that happened when a price reaches this level. LTG. Oh, I don't like this. It's triggering. Hopefully, it's just an overshoot, slight overshoot in our MA20 line, because normally when we're there, MA20 is acting as a support, but we started triggering lower than that. So let me just be a little, on the safer side. If it drops, it might even revisit your 8.33 first. Hopefully it bounces in that area, because I see this, guys, this one and then this one used to be a resistance, so we managed to break out of that, and now it's retracing, and most likely it will first test that. What if you also do this? So let's use this level. You can also use this. Let's try to use this, and then up to here. Okay, so if we break out of that, so let's not use this. I think this is more accurate, but it's still an area, so it's very near. It might drop up to 8.10 level. Okay, 8.14 level. It might drop up to that level before it goes higher again. So those are, when you use a Fibonacci retracement, all you have to do is click here, and then the objective of the Fibonacci is to really let you know if a price, if I'm doing this way, that means it gives me visibility on which possible areas it could bounce, and move the price higher again. So right now, these are the two areas I see as a possibility. So first of all, it will challenge this area first before it does challenge this level. What about MAC? MAC might continue to drop, guys. But first of all, I see consolidation happening here. So let's see if it will respect that. Otherwise, if it drops, it would go as low as this level. There's a resistance form in this area, which is slightly lower than the MA20 line. 5.31 is the area that I see. If it breaks your 6.12 or 6.9, that's the next stop. But overall, if you're a long-term investor, I'm treating this as an area of consolidation before it starts to move the price higher again. SECB. SECB has successfully bounced. Look at that. So this is the area of support that we see at the moment, and then in today's market performance, we're slightly higher than that. Volume has also changed significantly there. Quite a big difference in the volume from the past few days. So I think people are now interested in getting in, because look how cheap we are at the moment here. First quarter of the year or first month of the year, it even reached up to this level. So this was already our sign when it was starting to decline and triggered your lower Bollinger Band. That was our sign that, hey, there will be significant drop in the coming days. But what's interesting with the current setup, we started triggering the upper band, and I think it's just normal that people are just taking profit. And I think what's good here is that it didn't really drop big time before it bounces again, because I think this is already a confirmed bounce. This day's performance is a confirmation of that bounce. Now is again giving us a good bullish engulfing candlestick pattern here. This is also another good bounce, another good story for today's market performance. One of the winners with 11.39% increase. Just be extra careful, because now is also a favorite of our traders. So some people will most likely be taking profit. So just try to negotiate in between 1.20, 1.87 and 2.25. That should already be a good price. If you want, you can even, you know, break your buying power into a few parts, and then part of it, like X%, 30% perhaps of what you're intending to engage in. I mean, the amount you're trying to use for this. 30% of that first in this level, and then wait for another confirmation of a bounce or a price moving higher. Then that's the time you add some more. But I really feel that this is already a bounce, because look at this. This used to be your support over here, used to be a resistance over here. So more bullish movements for this stock. What about TEL? TEL, okay. We're respecting the MA20 line, but just know that we're currently sitting at a we're very near a resistance area. Okay, this is the first resistance that I see. That's the first one, 1,300 level. I see this. I also see this. Used to be your resistance right there. So we might see price moving higher, but you're very near that. So just be extra careful. See the difference here? The volume is too small right now. So we might just be doing sideways again. Okay. Probably for investors, they don't really mind where they're entering at right now because they were talking about years of long-term partnership. If you'd like to invest in this stock, at one point it even reached this level or this high 2000 level. But for traders, especially position traders, they'd already find this area as a more expensive level to enter. Dito. Okay, be careful. We had a good run for the past how many days? That's already a more than a peso increase, so that's already huge. How much is that? That's a good 50+% increase in the price. So, good job. But take note that this is already a sign of weakness. So, in case it will still rally, give us some more movements higher than that. I think it will just, it will have a difficult time breaking the 4.08 level because we're now also at the overbought. Okay, we're above that level now. So people might see this as a more expensive level to enter at. So just wait for it to retrace probably around, let's see, around this level first, 3.07 area if it retraces. Okay, so this is your resistance. If it goes back, could drop up to 3.08. What about JFC? JFC might go back as well. This is your resistance, guys. And we're bound to retrace again. Hopefully it just stops right at the MA20 line. I feel that that will be respected as well because see this consolidation here. There was consolidation that happened at this level. Let's make this pink. The consolidation happened at that level. So if it drops, it might just test 135.41. Then it goes higher again. What about East to West? Did I talk about East to West in my previous talk? No, it's okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. Wow. So I think this is still respecting your MA20 line. It might drop again at the 7.53 level. Or here. Just follow the MA20 line. There's a possibility that it will touch that level again, 7.29. But overall, if I'm to look at it at a glance, it's still at the sideways movement here. But you're very near the bottom. I really feel that this bottom over here is already the bottom of this stock. And then it's just going to, do sideways here. But for the more conservative ones, it's up to you. You can, wait for it to go back to 6.10, but I really don't know if it's going to go back to that level again. For now, I think you're already good at 7.29. That's already a good haggle if you come to think of it. Okay. Overall, it also has dropped big time, and it even reached 24 level previously. Okay. So there you have it, guys. I have reviewed few more stocks for you. Thank you for suggesting these stocks. I really enjoy reading charts every day. I never get tired of it. And I know, same with you guys, you're also excited to watch this video because you're starting your journey and you want to understand the language of these charts. And I'm telling you, I've been doing this for, I think, yeah, I'll be 1 year in June. I've been doing live sessions for a year now. I started with doing live in my Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Invest in the Stock Market, and we've started that there and eventually moved here. So it's been a year of me doing this every day. And it seems like it's my first day every single day. So there's this excitement that really uh, that I feel each time I do this. I hope we're also on the same page there. Don't ever get tired of studying. This is what we do if we want to build a skill. And there's no overnight. You can never be good at what you do overnight. So just carry on with whatever you're doing. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you see good value in what we're doing here. In the meantime, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like, and also hit the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. Thank you and good night. Let's chat again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.